What is up, YouTubers? Star TV here, and I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown on Sunex Impact Sockets and my final thoughts and opinions on them and why you should invest in them opposed to a high-dollar Snap-on, Mac, or Cornwell, per se. And right now the sizes that I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown would be for the 3/8 drive and 1/4 inch drive. So, started off, I have a universal Sunex 3/8 Impact Swivel. As you can see, this thing's had some use to it. I use it pretty much on a daily basis, and this thing's been pretty good to me. To be honest, though, I do prefer the Cornwell one, but it's broken, but that's simply because the Cornwell one does not have this collar that goes around it. Now, these are the ball detent with a pin inside them. So, let me grab my Cornwell one really quick for you guys so I can show you what happens to these after they have gone through a long lifetime of work. So, in the baggie I have my Cornwell one because it's broken, and I put it in the bag to keep everything in there, so getting it replaced shouldn't be too much of a problem. But like I said before, though, the Cornwell one does not have a collar that goes around it. However, this is the ball, and here's the pin detent. As you guys can kind of see, it's bent and it's missing a piece up here at the top, and it has a spring that sits inside. So put the spring inside, and the pin goes in through the hole, that as you push down on it, the pin should slide in through the hole there. But yeah, this poor Cornwell one, she's been through a lot. But enough of Cornwell, we're talking about Sunex here. Okay, now we're moving on to the 1/4 inch. This one just so happens to be 9/16. Most of the Sunex sockets do have a part number on them. This one's a deep well 6-point. All my sockets are 6-point. I don't necessitate a use for 12 points at this time, for most of the jobs do not require them. Now with these, they have a shallow shank, especially on the bigger size for the deep well, so that's a plus for working on tight spaces. Same way with the 1/4 inch shallow sockets. The nice thing that I like about these is whenever you get into the bigger sizes, they're not overly large. They are not essentially like a semi-deep socket like some would be. And it also retains a shallow well for your 1/4 inch inlet. And it does have holes on the side for your ball detents. So for example, I have my SMK ratchet. You put it in, and I got it lined up inside. It's not really going to walk itself off of there. But as you can see, it doesn't really add too much to the length of the head and surface area of where you'd be contacting the bolt. So these are really nice for working in tight, refined spaces. And for the deep, I will use my 1/4 inch air ratchet as an example as well. As you can see, it'll snap in there very well, very nicely. It holds in there pretty well, even with this thing being worn out. This was actually handed down to me, but regardless, these sockets do hold up very nicely. Now then, we'll move on to some more 3/8 stuff. This one just so happens to be my 15mm deep well Sunex 3/8 drive socket, 6-point as well. As you can see, this one has had some use to it, but they do wear nicely. You know, you don't get a lot of paint chipping or anything. They actually smoothen out some with more use. And as you can see, the points inside really aren't that worn, they're just dirty. So that's a big thumbs up on the behalf of that. And here we'll plug it into my Snap-on flexible ratchet. Again, it's got the ball detent hole, and as you can see, you know, it is a socket essentially, yes, but it does keep a very nice slim profile characteristic. Same way with the inner walls of the socket itself. They're not too thick, but they are very, very strong. So don't let the name just fool you and the price. Finally, we have the 22mm 6-point socket as well for the 3/8 drive, and this one also has the ball detent holes for it. Now, this socket, I don't use it very often because I use my 1/2-inch gun for most lug nuts, but whenever I feel like it, I will use my 3/8 gun. and as you can see, it'll pop in there very nicely. Now, these sockets are very high strength, and they are very, very reliable, and for the price, you cannot go wrong. I picked up the Master 3/8 drive set for like 65 bucks on Amazon, and it came with this swivel. And you can get different kits that come with extensions and other stuff and goodies, but for most of you, especially if you just need like a nice handy little impact socket set, I would definitely recommend the Sunex ones. I really do, guys. The swivel does work with all their sockets, especially for it being a Sunex, but I had Cornwell swivels in my Sunex sockets before, and they all worked just fine. Same way, if you need it on an impact, this is an impact swivel, so you shouldn't have a hard time with that. And the nice thing that I do like about the impact swivels is the fact that they are a ball retain system, regardless if it's got a pin or not. But some of the other universal joints where they're a couple like double jointed on both sides per se, I know a lot of people would put some electrical tape or duct tape on it to kind of keep them straight, because in some instances whenever you're applying torque, it'll try to kick like at a 90-degree angle, and then it's essentially almost useless because you're just fighting it at that time. But regardless, that is my look and overview on the Sunex Impact Socket sets. And for the price range, guys, just go on Amazon, honestly. I know I had a tool vendor up in Slippery Rock. He carried S&K and Sunex and stuff like that. But his prices for his Sunex, they weren't really fair. I mean, to some people in my shop, they were like, "Oh wow, that's a good price," you know, especially compared to like a Cornwell set, or if they were to go on the Snap-on website and spend a couple $100s. But yeah, just be thrifty about your tools, guys. You don't always have to spend top dollar off the tool truck for a tool. I always recommend online shopping first, get some prices around, and if it's something that you need warranted quite often, or if you need it that same day, then obviously, guys, go ahead and get it because it's your job. You need that tool so you can make more money in the long run. But I'm telling you, most of the Sunex lineup of their tools is on Amazon, so I highly recommend you guys checking it out on Amazon and give them a shot, especially for the price. These sockets will last you a lifetime, especially if you take care of them. Now, if you guys like this video, smash the thumbs like button. If you guys want to stay up to date with more videos that I upload almost on a daily basis, go ahead and hit the bell notification right where it says subscribe. And thanks for watching, guys. I really do appreciate the feedback that you guys give me. Any questions, just leave a comment below. I will do my best to get back to you guys. Thanks for watching.